Hello everyone, today I'm gonna explain LeetCode SQL solutions, problem name average time of process per machine. Let's see the problem first together. So what we have to do, we have to write the solution to find the average time of each machine takes to complete the process. So there is an end timestamp and start timestamp. We have to calculate it by the process calculated by like a complete every process on the machine divided by the number of the process that were run. So we have to the result table should contain machine ID and the average time of processing time, and we also have to represent it as rounded to 3 decimal places. So this is also one condition we have to keep in mind. The order is we can return the table in any order. So let's see the examples together and understand the example together. For example, first we can see machine ID 0 and there's 1, 2. We can first see the machine ID 0 first. First there is machine ID, and in each machine ID there is also process ID that represent end and start. So what we want to do, we gonna like this. We gonna, for example, machine ID 1, 0, it ends the process 1, process 0, and there is process 1. It ends, as you can see, 1.520, and it starts at 0.712, and process 1, machine ID 0, it ends 4.120 minus 3.140. So like this, and we gonna plus it. We're gonna plus it and divide it by 2, and it will be 0.894. That's what we want. So we want to do in each machine ID like this, 0, 1, 2, and we want to do a processing time by each machine. Yeah, that's the examples that I represented it. So how can we solve this problem? So let's move on to the solution part, that how can we solve this problem. The first thing, I think, what is difficult in this problem is, first one, how can we get like end minus start timestamp by each machine ID and process ID. I think that's the key point of this problem. So how can we solve this problem? First, I think, because as you can see there is a machine ID and 0, 1, 2, we can think about the group by, of course, because it is calculated by each machine ID. So we can think we have to use group by, and we're gonna use group by plus I think we can use case when. So when activity type is end, then we gonna represent it their timestamp, and also when activity time is start, we gonna also do timestamp, and we gonna use subquery. So I'm gonna solve this problem in 2 ways. The first one is use subquery plus case when clauses, and second one, I'm gonna solve it by join method. So I think it is better to understand it by write the SQL query together. Let's move on to the screen to write the SQL solution. So let's write a query together. First, the first way that I propose you guys, the first solution is what we're gonna do. We're gonna use a subquery plus we're gonna use case when clauses. So I'm gonna show you guys. So what we're gonna do first select from the table name is activity. So what I want to do first, we want to do machine ID, group by machine ID and process ID, and we want to get end and start timestamp of each machine ID and process ID. So what we gonna do, I'm gonna do group by, and I'm gonna do machine ID and process ID like this, and also represent it here. And as we use group by, we have to use some aggregate function, something. So first we're gonna do it like this. Case when activity type is start, then we're gonna represent it of each timestamp, and we're gonna end it, and we're gonna call it start time. And the last thing is also same. So activity time is end. We're gonna use it, call it end time, but we do it as group by, so we have to use something as aggregate function. So I'm gonna just use max. I'm gonna use max like this. So let's see the result together. Oh, sorry, something did wrong. We have to do it like this. And like this, yep. So as you see the result, we can see it is grouped by machine ID and of each process ID, and we can represent start time, end time together in between, beside them. So now we can use subquery and calculate it. Like we can end time minus start time like this. So I'm gonna do it, use from. So let's see more like this. So I'm gonna call it just as subquery sub, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna group by this machine ID, because the final result that we want, we have to group by machine ID, not the process ID. So I'm gonna do group by machine ID, and I'm gonna do it like this. I want to end time minus start time, and it will be calculated by group by machine ID, and I'm gonna use average aggregation like this, and I'm gonna call it processing time. Let's see the result together first. So as you can see, it is grouped by machine ID, and it's also represented as processing time. So what we have to do, last thing we have to represent it in 3 decimal places. So we have to use round function and do it like this. And let's run the code. Yeah, test case is succeeded, and I'm gonna submit the code. Yeah, it succeeded. Congratulations. This is the first solving solution that we used, that is using subquery and case when clauses. And I'm gonna show you guys the second way to do it. The second way to do it is we're gonna use join method. So I'm gonna show you guys. First is the same. So activity. So I'm just gonna group by machine ID and process ID. No, let's see the first, that activity type. Sorry guys. Let's see the first that activity type is start. Yeah, as you can see, there is only the table that is an activity type is start. So this is the, I'm gonna call it start table. And I'm gonna also show you guys the end table, end time table. This is the same. I'm gonna just comment it, and I'm gonna just do it like this. And as you can see, it is the table that represented the activity type is end. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna join start table and end table, and we will gonna join it. So what we can do, I'm gonna just join it like this from, and I'm gonna call it st because it's a start table. Let's make it more prettier. And I'm gonna do inner join of this table, and I'm gonna copy paste it here. Yep, like this, and I'm gonna call it, let's look at like this, end table. So what I'm gonna do, I want to do inner join on st. Let's more do it like this, st dot machine id and end table dot machine id. Also, we're gonna join st.process id and et.process id. Let's see the result together, what's gonna happen first. Sorry, I have to delete this one. Yep. So what we see, I'm gonna show you guys more. So what we can do now, we can see there is activity type, start, end, and there's also timestamps. So now we can group by and calculate it. So in here we can do group by machine ID, and machine ID also, and we can do it like this. We have to et dot timestamp, as I remember, et dot timestamp minus st dot timestamp, and also we're gonna do average, and we also gonna do rounded in 3 decimal places. So we're gonna call it processing time. Yep, so let's run the code like this. Oh, there is machine ID is ambiguous, so we have to do it like this. Like you have to, because the machine ID is ambiguous because they're the same column, so we have to represent it in which table you want to show. So whole query looks like this. Yeah, the test case is succeeded, and I'm gonna submit the code. Yeah, it also worked. It is the second solution that we use join method. So I think we can just finish it like this, but let's make it more prettier using, we can use with method, with clauses. I think we can make it more prettier. So I'm gonna use start st as, we can make it more prettier like this, and I'm gonna et as, and I'm gonna copy paste it here, so like this, and we can do it, I'm gonna call it joined as, so I'm gonna delete this one. So I'm gonna join it as select all from st, and I'm gonna do it like this. Inner join et on st dot, everything is same, st dot machine id et dot machine id, and also st dot processing time, st dot process id and et dot process id. Yep, I'm gonna call it like this, inner join on processing, and I'm gonna select this one, and from joined it, I'm gonna do it like this. So what I did, I just make it more prettier using with classes. So there is a start table and there's an end table, and I joined it, and I selected it, the machine ID, and I group by start table machine ID, and also the calculated processing time is the same. So let's run the code if it works. There is duplicated column name. So I'm gonna do it like this. Start time is end time. I think we have to do it like this, and I think we have to do it like this, and I'm gonna do it end time, start time. Let's run the code. st.machineID, I think here. Yeah, it works. There was some duplicated issues. The final code looks like this. There is a start table and there is an end table, and there is joined table. So in here, joined table, I group by machine ID and machine ID, and I just calculated the processing time. Let's submit it. Yeah, it also works, and it's successfully submitted. Congratulations. So everyone has its error debugging time, so I hope you guys understand it. So let's move on to the key points to organize of this problem. Let's move on to the key point. So let's organize the key point. I think the first key point was, what was the difficult thing? We have to solve it. How are we gonna get end time minus start time as timestamp, and how we gonna group by it by machine ID, and also group by process ID. So how we did it? I think we did it use case when classes. So also we use it subquery. So like we can do it like this. So the key point is we make it like this, like start time, end time, like this, like this. So, and we use subquery, and we did end time minus start time, and we do it as use aggregate function, average function, like this. And that was the first solution that we made. And second solution, we can also use it join method, and key was also do it by machine ID and process ID. And we just, after that, we just also group by it by machine ID, like this. And also we calculate it also. It is the same. We do it end time minus start time. Yep, like this. So I think this is the whole point to solve these problems. I think when you face this kind of problem, you think of it case when method or join method. It will be much easier to solve this kind of problem. I think this is the whole point of this lesson. Thank you for watching these videos.